I saw this quote and it reminded me a little bit of a Dave Ramsey quote where he talks about living like no one else so you can live like no one else. And what he means by that is in the first part, you're supposed to live like nobody wants to, where you're driving an older car that just gets you from point A to point B, but it's not fancy. It's probably paid off. And then you're eating things like rice and beans, and you're on an extreme budget in order to pay off debt and all those things. But then once you're out of debt, you can build wealth and you can start to live like no one else, in that now you get to do all kinds of things that you couldn't do before because now you're not shackled down with this debt. And I also think about the housing market, and it's like if you can downgrade your lifestyle for a year or two in order to afford getting into a house now, that's going to pay huge dividends when it comes to equity and wealth building long term. Part of that is that if you're renting right now, there's likely not a lateral move where you get to buy a house that's the same as your rent. You're probably going to have to spend a little bit more than your rent, and that house might not be as nice as what you're currently renting, but you'll own it, and you can make it nice. And the longer you're there, the more equity you grow, that when you eventually sell it, you can move up into the next newest thing. That's what a starter house is. You start with something that might not be the best, but it works, and it's yours. And then little by little, over time, you get to move into the dream house.